Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Valence here. I'm in like a sweatshirt and stuff. I was just, chilling before college, and some awesome news actually came out today for DayZ Standalone that I wanted to share with you guys and make a video about here. So apparently, it's sometime between last night and today on Lyrics Stream. So that's Liriks. Rocket. Dean Hall, the creator of DayZ, the DayZ mod, actually dropped by and answered some questions about Standalone. There was a discussion that sparked, and some questions were actually answered. So there was a Reddit post made today that was linked to me. It's just information from Lyric Stream posted by Frugal. So Frugal has given us all this information from Lyric Stream along with photos from the chat room, which we'll be looking at here in a second. But it's basically covering awesome things about Standalone that we've wanted to hear. Just some really simple questions, just some really simple things that we kind of wanted to hear, discuss, especially stuff about console ports. All that's going to be answered, and we'll take a peek at these in a second. But basically what it's going to cover is you're looking at stuff, when is the Standalone coming out this year? There will be an NDA closed test, he answered. There's also, NDA for legal recourse. What is an NDA, basically? But he announced that even with the NDA, they'll still be able to stream stuff, which is actually a really cool NDA policy, especially for something like DayZ. There will be durability on axes, so the hatchet reloading will be gone. There will be durability, apparently. They also asked how optimized the Standalone is. DayZ for Xbox, is it going to happen? Modding, are you going to allow it? Clothing, vehicles, keys, when we're going to get them, clothing slots, how all that's going to work. So let's go ahead and jump into some of those right now, and then we'll discuss the implications afterwards. So first things first, we actually did get a couple new screenshots. There are two of them that I'm going to show. These are from the Standalone game. These were linked by him in chat, apparently. So here's another image from DayZ Standalone. It looks like something in Chernarus, kind of a collapsed skyscraper or something like that. Just notice that it looks a little touched up. It's not anything like too bumped up or anything like that. It just looks a little touched up along the clouds and everything. But the building looks good. The shadowing looks good. It's hard to tell a lot of the detail in this side, but, there's really not much we can do about that. So you can tell some of the detail there, but nothing too substantial. So we do have that image. Next, we also have this image. Now, this looks like something out of a house or a barracks or something. You see there's just a higher resolution on some of the paper over here on the left side of the image. The brick in the wall looks fantastic. Just a lot of higher resolution, overall much better optimized than we've seen in the DayZ mod. So these two images really kind of stuck out, which are really cool. I mean, I like how it's coming to look. We've seen a lot of images. I'm interested to see how the game plays, obviously, but we'll see how it kind of works. But overall, it looks pretty good. Two new images teasing Standalone game, which, is pretty exciting. I'm a big advocate of DayZ. I've always loved it. And these two images definitely help that get across. Now, as far as the comments go, these were actually taken by this guy Frugal, I'm assuming, again from Lyric Stream, and we're going to go through and see what kind of these implications pan out. There's a lot of comments, so bear with me. We're going to go through all of these. So the first question is, will there be an NDA closed test? Now, Rocket 2 Guns is Rocket's official thingamabobber, so this is him. But you see here, he says, those in closed tests will have to sign an NDA, but that is just so they sign something. We will allow streaming, etc. So streaming YouTube videos, really, which is really cool for an NDA policy. I love Rocket. Dean is great. He absolutely knows what he's doing with this kind of stuff because it's publicity, and he doesn't want to mess with the fans. He's just a guy making a mod that everyone's enjoying, and he's happy to see so many people enjoying it. The next big thing was legal recourse, and that is right here in his comment where he says we have to get people to sign something, so we have legal recourse if they distribute assets, etc. So it's just for protection of the mod. When they do release a standalone thing, they aren't going to hold you like crazy to it where, oh, you can't stream it, you can't make videos out of it. They're actually going to allow you to do it like they've done with DayZ continuously. Just it's for legal action, which is pretty cool. Another thing that was pretty big is, can you reload axes in Standalone? Yes, you will be able to not reload axes. He said, I love how he says, there will be durability for axes. That's one of the big things that a lot of people have been like, reload my hatchet, which is pretty funny. So you have that going on there too. So that's really, really cool to see durability on that. And then I'm wondering also if crowbars will have that durability. Now the next thing is, how optimized is Standalone? As a mod, we all know that it's not very optimized. You have lag, you have frame problems that we have to find ways to work around. But This looks like a pretty refining answer. We're looking over here on the right side. Rocket says the game is heavily optimized. Our 3 programmers are the people who made the engine. There will be some problems, at least for the first 3 months, but after that, most of it will be server oriented. So that's good news to hear. It's not going to be from the game. It's going to be from the server, and that's one of the big things that we've been wanting to hear substantially. So you will have that. Now you're also going to have this right here, which says most FPS improvements at client end will probably be soaked up by graphical improvements. So, this is just very simple. The idea is, yes, it will be optimized. It will be heavily worked on, and we're pretty excited to see something like that. Now, moving on to some other comments. He talked about DayZ on Xbox. Now, this is what this first comment is up here, and he thinks that DayZ on Xbox would be very likely if we sold over 1 million units, which would be interesting. I mean, I know hopefully we're going to get new consoles this year, so it'd be interesting to see kind of what this implication plays out. But it'd be cool to see something like this on the console. I don't know how they handle all the controls because DayZ is a pretty complicated mod with a lot of controls. It runs on Arma 2, so it'll be interesting to see how that kind of does. But, that's not really anything too big. It'd be cool for all you console fans out there, because he did say, hey, consoles, very possible, which would be awesome, but we'll kind of see here. Next we have modding. So someone asked about, will we have modding? Now Rocket said, later we will allow mods once we have it more secure. I think this is a very smart move on his part. There's a lot of hackers out there that are scripting, and it's starting to become an issue. So good on him on saying once we have it more secure. They're trying to iron out the security. Ideally, he wants to aim, he says, is that once we made a lot of money, we could release all the required server files for people to mod the game in their own way, so that the game could live on forever, even if his company and his group of people went under, which is really cool. I think that's something that, it's a good mentality to have going in before you even made the full game. Another thing was, what about vehicles? Because vehicles are pretty limited in DayZ, although, it takes a while to fix one up and everything. There's not too many models actually in the game. So he was talking about redoing vehicles completely so he can mix and match parts, change engine parts, build stuff like Mad Max style, which I think would be really cool. It gives things like a more rugged appearance, a more survivalist appearance, and I'd be interested to see some screenshots from this possibly if they ever implement this and give us some shots. It'd be really cool to see kind of where that goes, Another thing big was if you play female versions or if your female's playing DayZ, woot woot girls, they do exist and they do play DayZ. All clothing in the standalone is unisex, so this means women will be able to use, or women models rather, player models will be able to use ghillie suits, camo suits, etc., etc., etc. So all of the outfits will be available to you, both male and female character models in the standalone game, which is really, really exciting. Now you have a few more comments to go through here, and this will conclude the list. Here, there were other questions about clothing. He brought up an idea of clothing slots, and people were like, oh, what's clothing slots? Well, he's talking about there's going to be a hat, glasses, torso, which is a jacket and body armor, legs, footwear, wrist. So it's going to be something kind of like Skyrim, actually, or an RPG game where you can pick up different hats, different glasses, jackets, body armor, etc., legs, footwear, and wrist armor, which I think would be really, really cool in order for customizing your character. Now, you will lose this when you die, and I think that'll be an implication that I'm interested to see. Will we lose this when we die? But sticking true to DayZ, I know we will. But it'd be cool to be able to pick up gear and try to survive as long as you can. It's really making it a more hardcore game. It's not just like camo clothing. You'd have to get, a ghillie suit, but you could still wear like body armor and stuff underneath, which I think would be really cool. Implications would be great. So he's saying that's what clothing slots will be available in the standalone. I'm really excited to see where this goes. Again, I would like to see a screenshot, but I trust Dean. He does a good job with this stuff, and I'm really excited to see that he's continuing to be creative with his vision, even though it's already so successful. Now, the big thing. When will keys be released? So he says, we will probably release keys in batches. Say 50k keys at a time, and only release more when enough servers are online. So they're taking it slow. It may be hard to get into DayZ standalone when the thing first starts coming out in closed beta, open beta, etc. But, it'll be worth it, guys. It really, really, really will. But that's basically it for all the comments. I think it'll be interesting. It was awesome to see some of these, and I'm really excited to see where it kind of goes in the future. This is for those of you who don't know, I'm a big advocate of DayZ. I have always loved DayZ. So, as you can tell, pretty awesome news with DayZ. I'm really excited to hear all this stuff. It's great news to hear, especially from Dean himself, which is really good. I've always liked Dean. He's very involved with this community, and he loves to be a part of that community, which is good coming from a developer in the kind of world we are in right now, where it seems people are a little money and power hungry compared to actually caring about their fans. But it's really interesting to see this kind of thing happen. I'm excited. The clothing slot sounds really cool. I cannot wait to kind of see that happen compared to just the outfits that you wear now, basically. It'll allow more customability and also, rather, make it more hardcore. You'll lose even more stuff, when you kind of pass out and get shot, die from zombies. So it'll force people to make harder decisions and hopefully be friendly again, because DayZ has turned into a PvP game, and I'm hoping that some of these elements will force players to, hey, be friends, because the zombies are the true enemy. The players are the true enemy as well, but, it really depends on what it is. Basically, what it's just turned into is a giant PvP fest, which is unfortunate, but that's exactly what it is. So, it's rough, but we digress, right? But regardless, I'm really interested about that. DayZ for Xbox, I'm unsure of, because I'm hoping new consoles come out this year, and I don't know if that would really work. We probably won't see that for a while, and I'm being honest, guys. I feel bad, console players, but you probably won't see DayZ on Xbox for a very long time. Probably not until next year. But I could be proven wrong. Hopefully I am proven wrong, right? And we'll kind of see how that goes. But anyway, though, this is the news for DayZ. Remember, this is from Frugal on Reddit, so thank you, Frugal, for this information. We appreciate you capturing the images and everything that we used on this news update for Valence Media, as well as for everyone else. I'm sure we all appreciate it. So good job, man. Thanks, Dean, again, for dropping on Lyric Stream and answering some questions. You are an awesome guy to have leading a project like this, and I think that's why you have so many dedicated fans. I'm really excited to see where you go in the future. Anyway, man, have a good one, everybody. Remember, if you enjoyed this news update or if you enjoyed anything here, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. I constantly provide news updates and everything throughout the week, and this is something that I'm looking to do throughout 2013 with my new vision for Valence Media. Be sure to go out and check Gamersalt Weekly as well for news updates and stuff that is like this. They have a fantastic team of writers. One of them is myself, and I mainly do the reviews, but it'll be really exciting this year. It's a good start to 2013, and I can't wait to see more. I mean, I love DayZ. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and it's not even a game, it's a mod. So I'm really excited to see standalone information about DayZ. Anyway, guys, have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you then. Peace out, everybody.